Okay, the very last step we need to take with respect to the installation of the Transgo AOD shift kit is to install this fender washer that comes in the kit over top the Overdrive Servo piston. So it sits between the piston and the cover, and it tightens up your band clearance so that you have a crisper 3/4 upshift. So what you see here is the back end of a 4L60E detent roller, and it's jammed all the way into this location to hold the band in place so that you can do what you need to do with the servo. Now this is especially important if you're installing this shift kit while the transmission is still in the vehicle. If you do not do something to keep that band in place, as soon as you take your servo out, the band's going to retreat further into the case and you'll never be able to get it back to re-engage it with the servo pin, because the only thing keeping it on the pin is the pin itself. So you need something, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it works and it doesn't do any damage, but you need something to keep that band in place. So what we'll do is we're just going to install the servo, I guess the shim, the fender washer, and the dimensions are as follows. It's 205 thousandths inch wide, it's got a 902 thousandths inner diameter, and it's 100 thousandths thick. So just install it. Okay, make sure it's in there, and then go ahead and reinstall your piston. Make sure that your bore and your sealing rings are adequately lubed. Alright, the next thing we need to do is compress this all the way in so that we can reinstall the snap ring. So I'm using a Kent Moore tool. It's a J35739-3. And I'm going to stand on the engine stand itself and compress this in. And I need to work the snap ring into the bore so that I can reinstall it. Okay? I'm going to check my band. And this could be tricky even with the transmission out of the vehicle like this. Even with it on the bench or on the stand. Because you got to get this snap ring started. And once you have it started, the rest is fairly easy. But it will want to fight you. Alright, now we're going to withdraw the detent roller. And we need to make sure that we have some band clearance. So I'm going to turn the case around, and then we'll take a screwdriver and we'll wiggle the band back and forth. And basically what Transgo tells you is they want to see at least a 1/16 of an inch of movement in that band. Alright, so let me reposition the camera and then we'll take a look at it from the rooster cone's point of view. So there's the band right there. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver and see if I can move it. Okay, I do have band clearance. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to reattach my test plate, and I'm going to air check this servo to make sure that that band is applying. Because, like I said, this is kind of a risky procedure to do with the trans either in the vehicle or otherwise fully assembled like this. We have the pump in, the case is fully assembled, and then we had to go back in because, well, frankly, we had to go back in because I wanted to film the segment separately from the main reassembly series. So, anyway, let me go ahead and get the air plate bolted, and we'll go ahead and we'll do a quick air check. Alright, we have the air test bolted to the plate, so this is going to be our Overdrive Servo's band apply, and all we're going to do is take a finger or two, just kind of stick it on the band, and what we want to feel is that band move when we put air into this servo feed. Okay? I know you can't see it, but that band is moving. Let me see if I can put a light on it. and make a mark. Alright, I'll zoom in. Alright, you see the mark I made? So now we're going to go ahead and put air into our band apply. And we should see that mark move. Alright, we have good band apply. And we know that we are engaged. The servo pin is on the band anchor location for the servo. And we are at no risk of having a neutral and fourth condition. Because that's what would happen if you were not able to re-engage your band with the servo pin. You'd have an upshift and then you'd feel like you're in neutral. So for all AOD, AOD-E, 4R70, 75W equipped vehicles, if you want to install shift kit or swap the servo out or replace the servo, you're going to be confronted with this issue. So detent rollers for 4L60Es or 700R4s, it's the same part, are pretty much everywhere. So with that tool, just wedge it in there, make sure that your band is secured. You can then service the Overdrive Servo, replace the seals, put a better servo in there, whatever you want to do, and not have to worry about the band retreating deep into the case. Because otherwise, if you're not able to reacquire that band or hold it fast, you're going to have to take the transmission out and take it halfway apart just to re-engage the band. And let's face it, that would suck if you're doing this with the transmission otherwise healthy in the vehicle. So anyway, this particular segment is going to be a part of the valve body assembly video. So if you're watching this as the standalone portion and you want to know how the rest of the kit goes into the valve body, go ahead, check that video out. If you want to know how to install the different parts that go into the accumulator bores, it's just a couple springs, but you can check out the assembly series where toward the end of it I show that as well. Anyway, I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them below. If there's anything else you want me to do specific to these transmissions, whether it be the AOD through the 4R75W, just leave it in the comments and I'll prioritize it for a future video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.